one color design can be just as strong as a 5-color design.
The real power in a piece of swag is like how long it lasts in your community.
Custom ink is a great example of that in our logo. We were all already proud to wear an octopus shirt.
Those things come back around, their cycles. Oh man, don't include that actually. Don't include that. Please don't include that, I just realized. Hey, I'm Ben Carter. I lead the brand and creative team at Custom Ink. I've been here 25 years, designed 1 million shirts and seen 10 million more.
I am Jason Ledger. I am the creative director at Custom Ink, and I've been here for almost 19 years.
I would say just putting too much into a design. Really, that's it. I mean, you step back from the design, think about its intent, and then focus on the best way to distill the message through, pictures and words.
Something that we've seen people make mistake on is trying to use all the colors versus one color design can be just as strong as a 5-color design. In fact, probably stronger and more disciplined.
The real power in a piece of swag is like how long it lasts and how long someone will wear it in your community. And when my son started playing lacrosse 12 years ago or something, they were really good and won championships, and we got swag for them when they were 7 years old, and they found repeated success, and we always got them championship shirts. And now it's like when you go to the grocery store and you see those kids that were 7 still squeezing into that championship shirt. They're 17 and they're still wearing the one from when they were 12. It doesn't fit the same, but it holds the same spirit.
I would say things that are anchored in the community, or whatever that community is, that it's core to what the group is or what that school is. And if those are coming through, those are things that people are going to consistently want to wear. So I don't know if there's like a universal answer for every group, but I would look at, if you're in these groups, I would look at what are those core things are. I think Custom Ink is a great example of that in our logo, for example, where, it was born from, we called ourselves inkers, and then the association with ink and octopus. And when we would have like our softball teams or other sports teams, we would put the octopus on our sports logos or whatever, and then it just morphed into our logo and our identity. But it was born from the community. So we were all already proud to wear an octopus shirt and to call ourselves inkers. And so to make that core to our identity it made too much sense. And so I would tell those groups to look for those things within their own groups and then see how they can make it come to life on their products.
So yeah, color's interesting in terms of, you can go full on into the identity system. You can pick shades of color to the left or right on the color wheel. They're easy to find on Google and often can make really interesting combinations when you use your core identity, red, white, and blue, and then you pick a red that's just to the left or right on the color wheel. In some of our products, in apparel especially, you've got 70 colors, and so you can pick a couple shades off of that bright red, and it'll really help the design pop or just be more compelling. And so that's kind of an approach to color that I think is you can keep it fresh without staying core to the identity of the school, and often won't raise the wrong attention. So what's coming down the pipe, I think, from a trend standpoint, and things that aren't just flash in the pan, I think that will ultimately have sticking power. Textural things, interesting ways of printing. So 3M and reflective, right? Nothing cooler than when you get the flash picture taken and your design is going it shines like a flashlight almost, right? Puff paint is very cool. I mean, I have, my first piece of swag my mom ever made me with puff paint, when I was 5, right? And those things come back around, their cycles and they stick. They're super fun. So I think interesting ways of printing. I mean, we've been talking about, my next goal is to, really get a rhinestone inky, or, use glitter, our glitter ink processes, or, really starting to use some interesting ways to decorate to bring your identity to life, you know, in a new and interesting way.
Quality and sustainability have been like a huge trend in the last like 10 years. So those water bottles, those tumblers, the things that people can reuse, as well as like from the apparel perspective, the shirts that are made from recycled or sustainable materials. Those are for sure the things that are maybe a little bit underrated, because I don't know, I think we're so used to like a one and done product, versus if you spend a little bit more money, get something quality, and maybe, you know, up front and maybe a little bit more, but it will last a little bit longer and people want to hold on to it because of that quality factor. I think the biggest change, from at least from the apparel perspective, is more about fit than it is about design. They're going back to the 90s style, both in aesthetics and with product fit. Like the bigger, baggier, those clothes for sure making a comeback. Every time I see my daughters get ready for school, I'm having flashbacks to when I was their age and wearing like the same thing. Those wide leg jeans, the oversized t-shirts. So that's what I would say from like an apparel perspective. But I think you could say that the same thing about the design as well. The grunge and that retro grunge feel from a design perspective. Like look at I see Nirvana shirts all the time now on these kids. So looking at things like that. But then also there's the more like neon trendy design aesthetic as well, like that Saved by the Bell aesthetic. That's been coming back. That's what I would say is I've seen out there right now.
Then you turn it into this. I'm that dad. I'm literally that dad. I'm the dad. This was my birthday present. This is what won my kid the state championship. Yeah, that was it.